yeah. Here we go. We're ready to get it in and make it happen. Good morning, everybody. We're ready to get it in. We're trying to get it together and make it happen and keep it rolling. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Real Deal Sports Show, where we're talking sports of all sorts. And we're talking it every week right here every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Talking sports of all sorts on WLGZ HD2 The Beat 105.5. We keep it rolling and keep the show rolling with what we have going on every Saturday morning. So good morning to you and welcome to the show. Hope everybody is doing well this morning and getting it together on this Saturday morning. Hope everybody is doing well and keep it and going well with us on Saturday morning with Real Deal Sports Show.
Rad man, you there?
Excuse me, May 22nd.
Rad man, you was breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm here. Is it okay?
We didn't hear nothing you just said, brother.
Oh, okay. Because I was having a little technical difficulties as well.
Like a bad connection or something. You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. I believe we're okay. Welcome to Real Deal Sports Show. Talking sports of all sorts and more. Keep the community updated on national, local sports, plus other news and entertainment. Please subscribe to the channel at Real Deal Sports Show on YouTube and Facebook. It costs nothing but means everything to us. So go and hit the like button and subscribe button. Click the bell for notifications. New content dropping daily. You get to hear some new content on a daily basis. And today's show is dedicated to the Buffalo 10 as always. We always salute the Buffalo 10. Always. We never forget what happened to the Buffalo 10. We never forget what happened to them and what took place with the Buffalo 10 on May 14th, 2022. That day will be an infamy in the African-American community of Western New York. Yes, indeed. And second of all, we also salute one of the great basketball players. When I was growing up over in Buffalo, New York, with Mel Montgomery was a great ball player of the 70s in the Buffalo, New York, Western New York area. I understand that reading in this week's Challenger Community News, he passed away.
Rad man. I think the Rad man's having some technical difficulties on his end, Rochester. But until he comes back, we talking real deal sports of all sorts. How about my Cowboys and Trayvon Diggs ACL injury?
Man, what a devastating injury. What up, Baxman? This your boy J-GILLZ. You already know.
Welcome to the show, my brother.
Absolutely, man. Glad to be here as always. What a devastating injury from Trayvon Diggs. And to make the matters even worse, I had a chance to talk to Trayvon Diggs after that beat down.
Having a little technical.
Actually, it was a close game. It was a closer game. And Trayvon Diggs, after I talked to him, this is what he said to me, Baxman. He said, putting faith in God, trusting and having faith that we're safe every play, saying our prayers and hoping for the best. And just weeks after, right, that Wednesday in practice, a torn ACL and out for the season. So just keep Trayvon Diggs in your prayers. Please. I think the Cowboys are still going to be fine.
I mean, every time, Jay, we get the ball rolling, something happens to, deliver us a blow that the guy's haven't started off great last season. I mean, he's having a great career so far. So for this to happen, especially with the high expectations that us Cowboy fans have this year, I mean, it's just a blow to our great defense. Like you said, we do have some guys that can plug and play there, but it's not TD. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, it's definitely not TD. It's not TD, but another highlight guy who guys just traded for in the offseason, the former first round pick, Noah Igbenogany of the Miami Dolphins. He had that pick 6 in week 1, which is a great turnaround right after the trade. So it is still some optimism for the Dallas Cowboys as the Rad Man is back and that connection is much stronger.
Thank God. I don't know what happened, guys. Yes, indeed. But keep talking about that connection there with the Dolphins. I did hear a little bit about the Trayvon. That was a very sad to hear about Trayvon Diggs being injured in practice. And he was just saying that he gives his all week. He said he plays hard on the field, not only on game day, but also during the week in practice, because that helps get them ready for those for game day on Sunday or Monday night. It gets them ready by practicing hard and going hard each day. He gives it his all. So it's very hard. And you could tell how Coach Mike McCarthy talked about him too. He was a devastating loss to the Dallas Cowboys secondary. He's definitely one of the 4 team leaders of the Dallas Cowboys.
That too. He was definitely, a leader, and coming into his own as a Cowboy. You know what I'm saying? And it just sucks. I don't know what's going on with the league, but it's all of these injuries. There has to be a reason. Why was none of these injuries occurred when people were going a lot harder back in the day playing football? I mean, you didn't see blown ACLs like you're seeing today. High ankle sprains, and them guys put hits on people, and maybe they did get concussions and whatnot. But as far as all of the, being out for the rest of the season type of injuries, those really didn't happen too much, in the 80s and 90s, watching football, even the early 2000s.
Absolutely agree with you on that. I think the workout regimen of the OTAs and mandatory workouts and these guys, some guys in old days did work year round, but they had other jobs too. So with the other jobs, that was almost like a workout, depending on where you were working at. And a lot of the old timers, they still have fat on their bodies still back in those guys of the 70s, 80s, and 90s. But today's guys, their fat count is so low. And I do, especially when you see the torn pectoral muscle.
Right.
CJ Gardner, he was out last year with one, and now he done tore his pectoral again already.
Didn't TJ Watt do that?
Yeah, yes.
TJ Watt did that too. Yeah, you're seeing a lot of injuries that you really never used to see back in the day. And is it because they're having light practices? Is it because, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Yeah, it has to be something, and you're absolutely right. I really think it's that they're over practicing, and their bodies are really too tight for football. They're too wound up. I mean, you see guys with very little body fat on them, and they're playing, and it's a physical sport. The guys, you see the guys with the pot bellies and stuff. Those are the guys that usually don't seem to get hurt a whole lot. They seem to play really physical, and they there each week, week in and week out. The guys play, especially a lot of the offensive linemen. Those guys seem to be heavy set guys, and they seem to be able to play. But it's the speed guys. The speed guys are the guys who's getting those the tissue injuries and the tears and the calf muscles and things of that nature. Backspin. I don't know exactly what it is, but it has to be something with their training and their fitness recoup, because they need to talk to TB about his problem. How did Tom Brady hang around so long without? He had that knee injury, but that was caused by somebody going into his knee, hitting him low, causing the ACL tear. But not just
really
running.
Couldn't hit Tom Brady. You really couldn't hit him without getting that flag thrown. I think that was the key to him staying healthy.
That's a good point. That is a good point. Deacon Joe said the same thing many years ago. He said, "These guys they don't want you to touch these guys, man. Then why play football?"
He's the face of the league. You better not hurt him.
And that seems to be where it's going with the league this year, with those type of injuries and that nature coming about. So thoughts and prayers out to his family as well, to Trayvon Diggs and his family. Hope for a speedy recovery, as well as any other players that we may not have mentioned that may be out for the season already. Because that's one thing about the NFL. Every week somebody's out for the season. It seems after a weekend of games. Which it takes place. But with the Buffalo Bills came out to play last Sunday, Backspin and J-GILLZ, they played a very good game. I know you had a nice interview with Damian Harris, and he had an excellent game. And I'm just surprised that now he's another big guy that plays fullback. But he's also a halfback, fullback, but the Bills have him on kickoff returns. this shows the kind of speed that this man has.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. A big game, a huge key player, making the most of his touches. I mean, only 7 carries, I believe he had, but 33 yards and a major touchdown. And that's really the gist of the Bills offense. A lot of Bills fans finally got what they wanted. They wanted the Bills to run the ball. And guess what? The Bills ran the ball. And guess what? Josh Allen didn't turn the ball over. It's like ingredients to a recipe of success that you guys have been clamoring for years, and it's finally coming into fruition. Now, Ken Dorsey rushed out of that locker room immediately. He said, enough. I proved my point. Getting the hell out of here, and I'll see y'all next week. Because he's tired of the BS, and he's tired of everything getting put on him. But when Josh Allen finally handed the ball off, controlled the ball, he had his most efficient game of the year, 31 for 37, 80% completion. When's the last time Josh Allen had an 80% completion percentage in 3 touchdowns to go along with 30 carries from the Buffalo Bills as a team for over 150 rushing yards? I mean, Radman, tell me how you feeling about this. You've been the most vocal about this for years, about how they should play. They finally added. So how are you feeling, and how should this Bills fan base feel after a game like this?
Absolutely. It's funny because Kevin Kearns from the Bills media, when you were doing questions after the game, when I walked into the room, the media room for the post game interviews, he said, "Oh, right. I know what you're gonna ask about the running game, right?" I said, "Oh, really?" I said, "Oh, is that clear?" Huh?
They already know.
Yeah, you already know. He said, "I know what your question gonna be."
A voice for the people. A voice for the people.
Finally, 39 carries. I'm very happy and very pleased with last week's 39 carries. James Cook showed that. The thing I'm concerned with James Cook is just his durability, being such a small back, but he's quick, and now he's learning how to take a glancing blow. He's not taking the hits head on. He's taking glancing blows so far. So I hope that continues. I like that power sweep where he can cut it inside, go to the outside with the run. Latavius Murray is just a battering ram. I mean, and he got speed too. He can run, get you some good yards. Damian Harris showed you the speed on the kickoff. I mean, he brought one back 47 yards. He can also handle the rock. So you got 3 creditable running backs. Josh Allen should not be trying to carry the ball this much. When you get into big games or playoff games, playoff critical situations, that's when I don't mind seeing Josh Allen run with the ball, but not during the regular season, not every week. You got to give the ball, hand the ball off like you did on this past Sunday. And right now, it's raining heavily in the Baltimore area right now. They're expecting more rain from that tropical storm. It's going to rain most likely all day today into Sunday morning. Going to rain Sunday morning as well. Talking about maybe 2 inches of rain between now and kickoff time Sunday. So how's that grass field going to hold up? It should be the old school kind of football tomorrow. Seeing you may not recognize the numbers because it's going to be mud on them and everything. So it's going to be hopefully looking like it's shaping to be my type of football game where a lot of running, turnovers. You know, the ball is wet, slippery, and to see who takes care of the rock more tomorrow will win that game between the Buffalo Bills and the Washington Commanders. And Jalen, let's go to backspin. We'll go to the interview with Damian Harris. The nice interview that you had with Damian Harris after the game.
So, I got a good kick, and felt right to return it, and I was able to make a play, and just try to get energy, spark through our team, get some more energy.
KR1,
KR1, because I feel like at the time, things were a little stagnant. We were trying to find a momentum, find a rhythm, and making that play. I just wanted to get for real. Not for real. I just wanted to make a play, for the team and get the team, get the stadium, get all the fans and everybody energized and excited.
What role does prayer play in your preparation?
Huge. You know what I mean? I'm a God-fearing man first and foremost. I'm so thankful that God blessed me to play this game and blessed me to be in this position that I'm in. Because he didn't have to choose me, to be in this position, wearing 22 for the Buffalo Bills. So, I'd love to take some time to reflect with the Lord and just give him my thanks and just ask for, the courage and strength to go out there and, be the best version of myself. I don't want to – my goal is never to go out and be Superman and make this play or make that play. I just always pray for protection for myself, my teammates, the opponents, and just that we go out and we're the best versions of ourselves.
Thank you.
What was it like to play?
There you go. There you go. The Damian Harris, excellent God-fearing man that plays hard. And those guys do pray. You don't hear about it as much, J-GILLZ, but I'm glad you're bringing it out with your questioning in the locker room, and also on your show, Zeal Talk as well. You can hear more from Damian Harris and other athletes on there talking about faith in the whole 9 yards. Because you got to pray, because you don't know if this is going to be your last game out there.
Absolutely. I mean, me and Baxman briefly talked about it. I had a chance to talk to Trevon Diggs, and he does pray. And then this tragedy happens. And the importance of prayer is that when the tragedy happens, you can still remain faithful that you will be back and you will get better. And that's what a lot of these players are doing. And that's what their foundation is set in. But one thing, Radman, that did strike me with this Damian Harris interview, as great as it was, as enlightening as it was, the comment that he made saying that, he's just trying to do what God called him to do, but he's not trying to be Superman. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it's one guy on the Bills that may be referred to as Superman, sometimes often than others. And, I think that the game in which they played was assigned to Josh Allen, like, hey, this is the type of football that we're going to play. You've had one of your most efficient games, 3 touchdowns, 80% completion. You didn't go deep, but guess what? You still got it done with a dominant performance over the Vegas Raiders. So I think that a lot of these guys in the locker room are looking, because like you said last week, Radman, it's a lot of new guys. That whole running back room is new. LeGarrette Blount, who had a great touchdown. Damian Harris on both sides of the ball. We talked to Leonard Floyd, talking about, a little slight to the offense. Taylor Rapp. So it's a lot of new guys on this team who are used to winning. They come from winning organizations. Damian Harris was a New England Patriot. Just do your job was his motto. So it's no ego involved there. So a lot of guys are looking at this offense and saying, you know what, we need to get it done by any means necessary. We see the recipe for success, and hopefully Josh Allen can humble himself and continue to play this type of football. And that's what we're going to have to see moving forward. You alluded, Radman, to the weather that's going to be going down in Landover, Maryland, FedEx Field this Sunday against the Washington Commanders. And I think that's going to be a brutal game. Not only is the weather going to be playing the conditions, but Eric Bieniemy has been doing a phenomenal job with that offense. Brian Robinson Jr., back out of Alabama. You might have all heard the story. Tragically got shot in the leg in D.C. in the preseason last year. Rehab back, finished last year, came out strong this year with Eric Bieniemy. He's averaging 19 carries a game. So it's going to be a very, very physical game for the Buffalo Bills. We'll see if that defensive line can hold up and bring the big man down. But I'm very excited for that game, and I can't wait to get into it.
Absolutely, because they're going to be running the football. Latavius Murray, the Bills running back, definitely runs the ball very hard as well. And I think Josh Allen has to humble himself, because he embarrassed himself in week 1 when we were at the Meadowlands. Remember after the game, J-GILLZ, when we were in the Bills locker room, he couldn't hardly talk. He was so embarrassed. And remember how some of the guys were kind of looking at him cross-eyed from across the room?
It was. Leonard Floyd said defense did our job. They just couldn't put no points up. Now next week, Damian Harris, well, I ain't trying to be Superman. I'm just trying to get my job done. A lot of these guys are looking at Josh and saying, Josh, it's time, man. You're supposed to be that guy. You're supposed to be leading us to the promised land. Granted, the Bills are a Super Bowl contender with him on the field. They just want you to clean it up a little bit, Josh. I said you got to clean it up just a little bit if you want to taste that championship success.
Right. RPO, read pass option, run pass option, play, hand the ball off. The only option for you is hand that ball off. You're not taking the ball, running and trying to leap over people, because as you can see, it ended up in a loss. 3 turnovers, 3 interceptions, and 1 fumble against the New York Jets, who had a lot of trouble with the Dallas Cowboys last week down there in Big D. Man, the Dallas put on. I was shocked that that's a whole other game to talk about. But I was shocked that Nathaniel Hackett shows what a sorry offensive coordinator he is, because you got a quarterback that doesn't have the confidence in his passing game, and you forcing him to pass like he's Aaron Rodgers. No, you got to change your call. They should have ran the ball 30 sometimes last week. Instead of passing the ball in their game. So these offensive coordinators got to learn. Josh Allen definitely, as you can hear from that comment, has to learn as well. And also, let's go to the offensive line. I want everybody tomorrow when you're watching the game, keep an eye on that offensive line, the rookie, number 64, Osiris Torrance. The young man out of Florida, he had a hell of a game. He was moving people Sunday against the Las Vegas Raiders. Let's hear what Osiris Torrance has to say.
When we going on fourth down, it's basically putting the offensive line back, especially the fourth one. So everybody in the stadium know he's finna run it. They know he's finna run it, so it's all on us. So to see he putting the trust in us 3 times to go for it on fourth down just makes us feel like we out there putting on like good tape for him to trust us to put the game in our hands like that. The communication of us, along with the running backs and tight ends and receivers, everybody know who we have to block, from the center's mic point to communicating with the tight ends and receivers and knowing who they got on certain like plays and stuff like that. And us up front being able to communicate well and being able to block the pressures up, because they did a lot of games and stunts in the run game. So us being able to switch it off in the run game, I feel like helped us out a lot.
Thank you.
How was it out there? You feeling more comfortable than on Monday night? A short week and everything?
Yeah, definitely. I felt more relaxed and in my shoes, just being able to go out and just play football. And the home crowd definitely helped out a lot, because just the home feeling make you feel more comfortable. You're not in a away place, so you're not in enemy territory, so to say. So it just felt good. I felt more comfortable and ready to play, relaxed.
Excellent. I know you've been working on your footwork we've seen you officially talk.
Definitely.
How's that coming along?
Oh, it's coming along great. I feel like I'm really latching on to the coach's technique, so it's definitely helping me out there. And I feel like I just can only get better from here on, so I'm just ready.
Yeah, technique. How important are those techniques?
It's very important, because everybody rushes differently, and you need to be ready for bull, speed, power, all those type of things. And I feel like the way I am, I'm a big, powerful person, so a lot of guys are gonna come in with speed. So me making sure my feet's quick and my hands and all those things fast and movement is definitely very important, because I don't want to get a bull rush too much. I feel like it.
All right, where do you go from here for next? And now you get ready. Next week.
Recover tonight and then start working on them tomorrow. Just look at the film, just kind of get ready, fine tune. You know, every week is different with teams you play. It's all about preparing best you can every day and getting the technique down. Just getting ready to go out there and play.
Yes, indeed, and that's what he did. He's going out there playing, getting his footwork together. Osiris Torrance is number 64. Keep an eye on him next to Spencer Brown on the right-hand side of the Bills' offensive line, and see how he's doing, because he got a hell of assignment with Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen. Man, he got a hell of a man. I don't envy him tomorrow, man. Afternoon out there tomorrow afternoon.
It's the whole line, right, man. This is the first time I've been back in a minute. You know, like you said, Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen, Daron Payne, and don't forget Chase Young going right at Spencer Brown all game. So it's going to be, it's going to be must-watch TV. Check out, man. I'm telling you, watch this game, y'all. If Osiris is that guy, we're going to find out tomorrow.
That's right. And our next guest coming up, we're gonna switch the beat real for a minute here. Image Printer Marketing and Publish Corporation. Give our friend of the show, Manuel Floyd, a call at 360-0132. Give Manuel Floyd Image Printer Marketing and Publishing Company. If you need fans, if you need brochures, if you have funeral services or events and you need programs, any type of programs printed, business cards, he prints our business cards for the show. For us as well, for Real Deal Sports Show and Challenge. He's been printing our business cards for Challenging Community News for the last 20 plus years. So check out Manuel Floyd. We call him Money Manuel because he'll help you make some money with your business, because he'll get your business looking good. You need a banner, a grand opening banner, or some those funny looking flags that they put out in front of businesses now. Oh, did the wind be blowing them all around saying grand opening or open and all of that? Hey, check out Manuel Floyd. He has all of that supply at Image Printer Marketing and Publishing Company. 585 area code 360-0132. Image Printer Marketing and Publishing Corporation. There we have it. And our next guest coming up, J-GILLZ, a regular friend of the show, no other than Andre Fontenette. Andre, welcome to Real Deal Sports Show. How you doing this morning?
What's up, G? Happy to be here this week, man. Sorry I missed you last week.
Yeah. You know how things go sometimes, but we're glad we got you back with us this week to talk about the high school. What I wanted to ask you first is the young man that plays for Colorado State, Justice Simmons. Didn't he play tight end for years ago? Justice Simmons.
Did he play
Justice
for who?
Simmons played for you. Played for McQuaid.
Yeah, Justice, when I think he was a freshman.
Yeah,
he was at McQuaid. And then he transferred. I think he transferred out of McQuaid and went to East for a little bit.
Yep.
And then he ended up being one of those kids who transferred from Rochester out to another high school in California. And from there, he blew up. He was a super athlete. He was a super athlete as a freshman. We knew he was what he's showing that he is today. And he just needed an opportunity. And he went out to California and got that opportunity. And now he ended up at Colorado State. So he had a big game last week against Dion in Colorado, and I think he's starting to make a name for himself in the for an NFL pick.
Yes, indeed. So you definitely think he could be definitely an NFL consideration?
Oh yeah, he'll at least get, at the very least, he'll get NFL tryouts and free agency and stuff like that. I mean, just because he has so much potential athletically. I mean, he could do it all. He could play basketball. He could play football. He's a super athlete, Justice Ross Simmons, and I expect him to be probably the next big professional athlete out of the 5A5.
Wow, that's excellent, because it's never, and listeners out there, parents, young people, or athletes, aspiring people, or if it's just everyday people out here listening, it's never where you start, everybody, in life. It's where you finish in life. That's what really counts. People don't ever ask where you started at, how you did this, did that. People work hard, and this young man obviously has been working hard, and that's hard to take on, to go to 3 different high schools, and two in the same city, and then go all the way to the West Coast to finish up high school. And now, that's a lot to ask of a young man. And he's I met his dad last week. Very proud of the family. And that's another Rochester kid we should be proud of, and let people know that he come from the 585 for sure. Andre, what's going on with McQuaid, the high school, your football? Because you're the tight ends coach, correct?
Yeah, I'm the wide receivers coach and passing game coordinator. I've been at McQuaid now 8 years. This is my 8th season right now, and obviously, like I said before, we've done quite a bit of winning over the last couple of years. But the more we win, it seems like the harder and harder the competition's getting. So things have really picked up in Section 5, and we play Rush Henrietta here in a couple hours. We play Rush Henrietta at 1:00 today.
Wow, that's and you're having a good season. You always have a quality team, very well coached, because all your coaches have been there for several years, correct? You just mentioned 8 years for yourself, so you have a very well-rounded coaching staff, correct?
Yeah, well, about 8 years ago, they decided at McQuaid to invest in the football program a little bit, at least with the coaching staff. And most of us on the coaching staff have been there 6, 7, 8 years. So we have a lot of continuity, and we all are on the same page, and it's been a great experience. And it's a first class organization. So it's good to be at a school like McQuaid, and yeah, it's been fun. It's always easy when you win, It's always nice.
It certainly is. It certainly is. And good luck this afternoon against Rush Henrietta. And now let's go on to Syracuse. Boy, last time we talked, Syracuse was kind of in a questionable situation, but now this year they're off to a great start.
Right. They are. I mean, Coach Babers has the boys playing well. It reminds me a lot of last year, in terms of, last year they started the season off 7-0, and they were in the top 25 before they lost 6 straight. So I think this season's not really going to be so much how they start the season. I think it's going to be how they finish the season once they get into the ACC schedule. And most important thing for Syracuse is, in my opinion, they just got to be healthy. They got a good squad. They got some good recruits that they've brought in. They have their quarterback finally healthy. And if he can stay healthy and the offensive line can do what they need to do, I think they might have a chance at doing something special here before the end of the season.
Absolutely. I see he seems to be a running quarterback. Look like he doesn't like to stay in the pocket.
I don't think he's a prototypical NFL quarterback in terms of sitting in the pocket, dropping, throwing the ball from the pocket. But they definitely do some quarterback runs with him where it's planned out, and he's been effective in the run game. And they figured out ways to get him the ball, and then throw the ball to the running backs from the backfield. But then when they don't throw it to the running back from the backfield, he'll pump and he'll go. So he's definitely multi-dimensional quarterback. We'll see how it transfers through for the rest of the year.
Exactly.
Go ahead,
Jay.
Hey, man, you already know, Jay, man. Hey, good to have you on the show. Friend of the show. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you, as the biggest Raiders fan I know, man, it was a tough tough loss for those Las Vegas Raiders. I just want to know, where did they go from here? And what was your recap on the game, man? Y'all started strong. I thought Jimmy G and Devontae connected big. They had a great start. 2-minute drive, touchdown. I thought it was going to be a way more closer. So what's your recap on the game, man? And where did the Raiders go from here?
Well, first of all, Jay, I don't appreciate you bringing this up, but yeah,
hey,
man.
It's a Bills show. It's a Bills show.
It was a tough game for us, man. But nothing happened that I didn't expect. I didn't expect the Raiders to come out and win. I had hoped that we would compete and we would win, but the Bills are clearly way ahead of us in terms of what they got going on with their franchise. It was a tough game though. We started off fast, and quickly the cream rose to the top of who's the better, more physical team. The Raiders haven't had a chance to get the run game going this year. Last year they led the whole NFL in rushing with Josh Jacobs. This year so far, the offensive line hasn't done a great job of producing a ton of yards in the run game. That being said, when you get behind so many touchdowns early on, you're not going to run the ball too much. You're going to throw it. So last weekend versus the Bills, Josh Jacobs finished with -2 yards rushing. So we got to do some things to pick up the pace in terms of the run game. But the good thing is we're 1-1. We're the same record as the Bills. And I'm trying to see if we can finish the season, and especially when we get to the AFC West schedule, see if we can find some success.
Absolutely.
And one thing,
hey, Jalen, we'll be back in Buffalo in 4 years. You and I are going to that game together. I'm gonna call it now.
Get there.
I'll see you in 4 years.
No, make it in 4 years. I think it'll be in Vegas. Y'all gotta meet up.
It might be in Vegas. It might be in Vegas.
We might have to make a trip then, Jay.
You already know, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, one thing about the Raiders, before they opened the locker rooms after the game, I asked the PR director. I said, "Hey, when they not open yet?" He said, "No." He said, "Who you want to see? Who you want looking to interview?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Otis Sistrunk and Ted Hendricks. I want to talk to those guys right away." The guy next to him was looking at me like, "Who is he talking?" And the PR guy got the joke. He started laughing. I said, "Yeah, you need Otis Sistrunk and Ted Hendricks, because that wouldn't have happened out there today if those cats were still playing."
Yeah, we need Fred Blitnikoff and Rich Gannon and all the other Raider greats to come out and help us out, because right now what we're doing isn't too positive.
Yeah, because I didn't know who those cats were, man. I was walking around the locker room like, man, who the hell? Man, I didn't recognize anybody. And I said, gosh, these guys, man, these are some, this is a new Raider team. A lot of young guys, a lot of guys just trying to find themselves. And it wasn't a lot of veteran. I didn't feel that true veteran presence in that locker room.
Right. Yeah, and that's what's slowing the Raiders down, and that's what's slowing down most NFL teams. They're missing that veteran presence in the locker room, or they're just simply missing that quarterback play that they need. And unfortunately for the Raiders, they're missing them both. So they got some things to do. But I wouldn't be mad if the Raiders go ahead and lose every game the rest of the way, just so we can get a draft pick and get one of these top couple quarterbacks that are coming out, because I know the quarterback class coming out next year is pretty good. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we do with that.
That's not a bad move, because Khalid Williams is very good. And I wouldn't be surprised if Shadur Sanders come out too, because he's a junior, and I could tell when he was a freshman at Jackson State, I could see he could play. I remember seeing him in Pop Warner back in 2011 at the Super Bowl in Dallas when his Deion Sanders team played against Snoop Dogg's team, and Snoop Dogg's son was the quarterback, and Shadur was the quarterback for Deion's team. And you could just see at that age he had a lot of the fundamentals down at that early age, and that's only 13, 14 years old back then.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we get the kid. The quarterback at USC is pretty good. Obviously, Colorado has Shadur Sanders. Ohio State has a quarterback. LSU has a quarterback. So there's a lot of kids out there, in the quarterback class, like I said, is going to be pretty thick. So I wouldn't be surprised if 4 or 5 quarterbacks get taken in the first 15 picks coming in April.
Absolutely. Oh wow, that's a lot. Okay. Another question for you. The Fields. Speaking of Ohio State quarterback, do you think Fields was? I think Fields was just being honest with the media. They asked him. He said the coaching. I'm confused with the coaching. And then of course, after practice, they ran him back out there and said, "Oh man, you can't say that, man. You can't really see, man. You got to change that story." Blah blah blah. That's obviously what happened. But what's your take? Because when I watched the film, it looked like he just can't see the field from the plays that they're calling and the formations that they're trying to run with them. I'd like to have your take on it.
Well, I'm always one to say that keeping it simple is best, and you definitely need to, as a coach, change things around according to the players that you have. And if you have a quarterback who's confused, you need to dumb down the offense a little bit, whether it's the verbiage, how you're calling the plays, maybe give him a wristband so he's less confused. Most football players are visual learners. So, they got to figure out a way to give him examples of what they want on the field so he can see it done the right way and then hopefully produce. But at the same time, I think this is a learning lesson for him on how to handle the media as he continues in his career, because he's going to get asked a lot of questions over the next 2 or 3 years of his life that, sometimes he's not going to be in the best of moods to answer them. And he has to figure out the best way to manage his emotions in moments of despair. When things aren't quite going his way, just knowing that his teammates and coaches are going to be hearing and reading these different interviews and hearing his reaction as a leader. And I think that it'll help him go a long way to make sure that he handles the media in the right way.
Absolutely. And him and Zach Wilson, both, I think their the OC's offense coordinators just aren't coaching them right. You got to coach to the assets. What's the best assets and skill set of your player? You adjust to the player. The player don't adjust to you. You adjust to the player, in my opinion, as a coach. Oh, okay. That's what I thought. I thought that's the way it should go, Andre. And exactly. And last but not least, too, with players coming and leaving, how do you guys now with recruiting players and keeping quality players where you see some players may just be with you for 1 year? Do you so you're not planning down the road, say, hey, we're gonna have this kid a couple of years? We just try to go with what plans we have with our best players we have each year.
In the college game, it's so difficult just because of the transfer portal and, kids expecting to play early in their careers. Kids get out of high school and they're expecting to play as freshman or sophomore in college. Like I didn't get solid playing time until my 3rd year at Syracuse. You know what I mean? So I had to work my way up. Nowadays, kids want that instant success. Which makes it difficult. But the transfer portal has changed everything in terms of a team could go from like you see at Colorado, a team won 1-11 last year. All of a sudden this year they've already won 3 games. So, it's definitely made a big difference in finding teams that haven't been successful and getting some quick players and finding early success. So things have definitely changed with the transfer portal and made everything a little bit different.
You like that? Because with you having 3 years at Syracuse before getting on the field, would you say, hey, enough of this? I'm looking around and make a move. Do you feel now it's more in the students' hands now that they can call their shots and leave whenever they get ready and move on to another school?
As they should be able to. I do think that, and I don't know for sure. I think that you should only be able to transfer one time. And you shouldn't be punished for transferring as it is now. But yeah, I think it's a good thing. It's just hard for other teams that, don't have the facilities or don't have the budget to travel, to recruit and do all those different things. It makes it difficult. But I like the transfer portal. I think they just need to, tweak the rules a little bit to make sure that it's a little bit more equal for everybody. That's all.
And what would make it more equal?
Well, I think that, maybe limiting the amount of transfers that you could get instead of like Deion has like 60 transfers. I think that's a little bit excessive. I don't think that they made the rule. I don't think that they made the transfer portal available to college players for that reason. They're not trying to get a whole team to transfer over. And I don't think that Deion will do that in the future. I think that he just had to get the team established in the beginning. But I think that they meant for it to only, I think that kids should only be able to transfer one time. I think that you should have to transfer in your first 2 years before you shouldn't be able to transfer for your senior year and then all of a sudden go to Notre Dame or wherever and make them a top program. And then the place that you've been for the last 3 years in building with, they're left with nothing, So, but you got to also understand that coaches are able to leave too. They're making millions of dollars and they can pick up and leave in the middle of the season if they really felt like it. So, if a coach can leave a program and do what he wants to do, why can't a player?
Absolutely. Well, thank you, J-GILLZ. Any other questions for Andre?
So, what's the game plan for? I ain't even gonna go there against Rush Henrietta today. Nah, we ain't gonna go there. But good luck. It should be a good one. Where can we catch the game?
You can catch the game on Varsity Media today. I mean, I'll be posting online in terms of the live stream and stuff like that. But most of the games, if you go on YouTube and go to the Varsity Media YouTube page, you'll catch games from Section 5, really all over New York State. But you'll catch games from Section 5, like you can catch the Aquinas game from last night. You can catch the Canandaigua East game from last night. If you go on to the Varsity Media YouTube page, they'll have all those games posted.
Perfect.
Excellent. Well,
thank you. Good luck to you. Good luck to you.
Thanks.
And we'll have you back on again real soon.
Absolutely, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you. That was Andre. All righty. That was Andre Fournette from McQuaid High School. As you can see, he's the wide receivers coach and everything with the school and
passing game coordinator.
Pat, thank you very much for
McQuaid
that.
Offense.
And McQuaid offense. So they do have a lot of offense. So he got his hands full
good
over there.
Too. Looking great this season. Started off 27-zip and undefeated. Looking real good. Looking to put down a beat down on Rush Henrietta today. And this is the same team, mind you, listen to the audience, that went up against Bennett, the New York State champions. So this McQuaid team has got a lot going for itself, and they're going to look to rebound off of that. And I'm sure they're going to want to see Bennett in the future.
Absolutely, in the upcoming sectionals for sure. And the next segment is brought to you by Miriam Rivera Insurance Agency, Auto, Home, Health, and Life Insurance, 1038 Lyle Avenue and 511 Bean Road, Suite B. Call 585-360-0094. She can get you some of the best prices. If she saved me and my family a hell of a lot of money, I guarantee you she can save you and your family some money. So give her a shot. Check out Miriam Rivera Insurance Agency. She has Farmers Insurance, Progressive. She has several other insurances that she can maybe fit you into, fit your family, whatever your family needs are. Give her a call, 585-360-0094. And we'll keep it on the high school beat just for one other point. We have an interview with the head coach, Isiah Young, from UPrep. This was taken about a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. And Baxman, if you could put that on for us, we appreciate it.
Coach, what was the key tonight for tonight's victory?
A few things we talked about before the game with physicality, limiting turnovers and drive killers. Had a few penalties here and there. We got to clean that up, but the passion and the effort was there.
For sure it was. Early in the season, too. Game 2, Canandaigua was always a good team. They're always going to have a good competitive team on the field. How do you feel this season's going to go to keep you, the highs and lows of each season?
Week to week is a struggle with Class AA. It's a grinder, right? There's really no weeks off, so just keeping these guys focused and energized every single day. Come to practice, have some energy, have some passion for what you're doing, and being out here because not everybody gets to do it. I think that's the biggest key, especially, like I said, the long season.
Yeah, your blocking was outstanding. Moonshine, boy, he had a bone-crushing hit on that last touchdown run by C.J. Robinson. Man, you guys, you practice that type of blocking? That
Moonshine's just a tough kid. He's worn number 44 for the past 3 years. Number 4 for us here is kind of like the guy we see as a tough guy, does the dirty work, gritty type of player. And, that's why he wears number 44.
Absolutely. And where do you go from here?
Just breaking down the film and getting ready for Monday.
All right. Thank you very much for your time.
Yes, indeed. That was UPrep's head coach, Isiah Young. He has a strong team this year, J-GILLZ. They put it on Pittsburgh last night, 34-0 at Pittsburgh. You don't go into Pittsburgh and shut them out and put them put it on them like they did last night. So that's Coach Isiah Young and the kid teams, the parents are involved. Everybody's involved. Come out for their games. So no matter what high school you're cheering for, go out to high school games and support these kids. Support these kids, no matter what sport. It doesn't have to be football. It can be any of the other sports.
The logo.
You do?
The UPrep logo is fire.
Oh, it is, huh?
That UPrep logo is pretty dope. Reminiscent of the U down in Miami. It's hopefully they ain't gonna be copywritten, but it looks great.
Exactly. And Julius Russell had a big game for UPrep last night. Number 5 for UPrep. That young man, C.J. Robinson again. I mean, they have guys that are willing to do the work, dirty work, like that Moonshine kid. Man, he can block, man. He reminds me of Jim Brown guys back. That's what Coach Isiah Young was referring to, that number 44 of those bone-chilling guys that could run, block, run you over, and make plays. They got a strong offensive line, good running game, defensive front. Keep an eye out on UPrep for the sectionals. They came close last year. Hey, they might just be able to kick the door in this year, J-GILLZ, because they're definitely looking good and playing very good football at the present time. But of course, it's halfway through the season of high school season, 2-3 more weeks of high school, and we'll see who's playing their best football at the end of October, going into November during the sectionals and those sectional playoffs, and getting into the states and all of that, and seeing what happens if you're lucky enough to get that far, right?
Oh yeah.
That's definitely serious action. And speaking of getting late in the season, we only have 6 days left of Major League Baseball, and man, those races are getting tight, especially in that American League Central Division with the Houston Astros, Texas Rangers, and Seattle Mariners, and also the Toronto Blue Jays fighting for those playoff positions, because now you get 3 wild cards now. Instead of not 1, not 2, but now 3 wild cards. So it's not like the old days when just 4 teams, the 4 division winners made it. Now you got the wild cards, and every day is changing. The Blue Jays are in right now. The Astros are on the outside looking in. The Rangers Texas Rangers took over first place within the division. So every day that division is changing to a different leader of that division. Either it's the Astros or the Rangers, and the Mariners. Seattle Mariners are only a game back. There's a lot of good baseball being played. A week or so to go in the game. Next Sunday will be the last game of the regular season. Unbelievable how this season just seems to just go right by, J-GILLZ. But a lot of good baseball. The Astros are really struggling. They done lost three of the last 4 games to the Kansas City Royals, and boy, that's rough for them to be losing to Kansas. But Kansas City, for some reason, has their number, and they seem to be putting it on them. And they may, if the Astros don't make the playoffs, it would definitely be because they losing too many of these games to the Kansas City Royals, and also they lost some games to Oakland too. I don't know how the Astros would lose to Oakland and Kansas City the way they are, but the Rangers are coming back in there. They got good pitching. Their bullpen is difficult. And the Baltimore Orioles, I just want to say something about the Orioles. They lost a tough game to the Cleveland Guardians of the American League last night. Batista's out. He has some type of arm injury. He hasn't pitched since that fateful night back in July. They don't have a closer. Cano looked nervous. He went out there with a gas can and just set himself on fire on the mound. Just blew it up last night. Just threw the ball. Cleveland was hitting the ball out late in that game. The Orioles came back, took the 8-7 lead. This guy, as soon as he got on the mound, Cano, he looked nervous. First pitch he threw, the guy hit it off the wall. Next guy, single. Next guy hit it off the wall. Over. Cleveland then won the game, came back to win it 9-8. The Orioles gotta find a closer.
Oh yeah, now they do. And you're gonna be at this game, aren't you, Radman? This next Orioles game.
Orioles, not the next one, but they're playing Washington. I believe it is on Tuesday. They're playing the Washington Nationals, which is the Rochester Farm team. Look forward to being at that game. Hopefully on, I believe that's Monday over there at Camden Yards. So after the Bills game on Sunday, roll over to baseball and take a look at the Orioles for myself, and hopefully be able to come back with some interviews for next week's show regarding, because I'm sure going to ask them, what's going on with your bullpen? You got guys going out there on the mound, just blowing up on the mound. They're not closing the games like they were with Batista most of the year. And we hear that music, J-GILLZ. You know what time it is, right?
Already know, man. What a great show, vibrant show, a lot of energy. Just a beautiful, beautiful way to kick off this beautiful weekend. Colorado versus Oregon. Then you got the NFL on Sunday and Monday. It should be a great time. Remember, folks, it's your boy J-GILLZ. For all that faith-inspired content, if you want to hear something from your favorite athlete, if you need to be motivated, check out ZealTalkUpstate.com. Check out the Real Deal Sports Show for Facebook page, and just get your motivation, man. Get your motivation, because it's needed in days like this.
It certainly is. It's definitely needed in times that we're in right now, because you got to have that faith, and you got to have faith to carry on for sure. And speaking of faith, let's talk about our faithful people who want to win some money. If you want to win some money this weekend, Radman's giving you some serious picks right here. You can go to the Beat 1055.com. Check out my picks for this week. See if you can beat the Radman. Put your picks on there as well. Go to the Pro Football Pool. Put your picks of the winners for this game. But if you want to win some money, Chargers, Minnesota, take the over. Chargers versus the Minnesota Vikings. Neither one of them have a defense. I don't know what Khalil Mack and those cats are both. Why are they paying both all that money if they're giving up almost 30 points a week? I mean,
Khalil Mack, both. It's not good, man. Another good pick though. I'm taking
James. Derwin James. Go ahead, J-GILLZ.
Oh no! That's a great pick. I love the over on that. Another pick. I'm taking the Commanders with the points, man. I'm taking them with the 7 points. It's gonna be a nitty gritty. That's just and that's the odds on that should be through the roof. So definitely with the points.
I agree with you. In my other game, New Orleans at Green Bay. New Orleans defense is going to give Jordan Love trouble, even though it's in Green Bay. But what? Take the New Orleans Saints to win that game outright. It's a pick 'em. It's a 1.5 spread, maybe 2.5 at kickoff time. Go with the New Orleans Saints in that game. New Orleans Saints, Minnesota Chargers, the over. Those are my lockdown guaranteed picks of the week. My lockdown picks 2-0. The Radman right now is undefeated with his guaranteed picks. Man,
that's what's up. That's why we keep winning money messing with you, Radman.
That's right. That's right. Because Tampa Bay put the daylights on a struggling Justin Fields and their Chicago Bears. I told you to take Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay won by 10. All they had to do was win by 3 or more, and they covered by winning by 10 points in that game last week. So I hope you won that money off of that one, and I hope you pick these two today, today or tomorrow. Pick them and win yourself some extra money as well. Right, Backsman?
Yes, indeed. That's what it's all about. Radman, J-GILLZ, Fanatic will be back real soon. And it's a Real Deal Sports Show every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. right here on the Beat 105.5. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you again next week.
Yes, sir.
Take care.
Peace, sir. Keep it where you need it, Rock City. The Bag of Time Mix Show is on deck right here on the Beat 105.5.